Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk about my March TBR, which are the books that I want to read this month in March. And I am carrying over two books that I had started in February but didn't have a chance to finish. The first of those is Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. And this is the second book in the Indian Lake trilogy. The first book was My Heart is a Chainsaw, and I read that a few years ago, about a girl named Jade Daniels who is obsessed with horror movies and knows all these facts about them. And she thinks that there is a killer in Proof Rock, which is the town that this book takes place in. And she's trying to figure out who is the final girl and how to save that person. And then there's like a big massacre at the end of the book. And so Don't Fear the Reaper picks up 4 years later. Jade has come back to Proof Rock. She is now going by her given name, which is Jennifer Daniels. And they think that everything is happening again. So there's another killer in Proof Rock, and Jennifer, is trying to help solve those murders and stop the killings. So it's really good so far. I'm about 30% of the way through. The last book in this series, which is The Angel of Indian Lake, actually comes out this month. The Angel of Indian Lake. And so hopefully I'll have a chance to pick that up this month. If not, hopefully next month. The second book that I am carrying over from February is Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. And I am listening to this as an audiobook. It is also the second in a series. This is from the Saint of Steel series. And although it's in the same world as the first book, which was Paladin's Grace, it follows a different paladin. So in the first book, we followed Stephen and Grace. And the second book, Paladin's Strength, is about Istvan and Claire. And so Istvan is a paladin whose god has died, and now he's kind of just out in the world trying to make sure that he doesn't go crazy since his god died, and he is escorting a nun, Claire, on a journey. And I'm about 30% of the way through that too. I can't remember if I said I'm listening to that on audiobook. Wonderful narrator. I really like it. It's the same narrator as the first book. I love T. Kingfisher. And I've read a lot of her horror stuff, and I've only read a few of her fantasy books. And this is a fantasy novel, but it's also like a cozy romance fantasy. But it still has a lot of action in it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Books and Lala on YouTube, as I've said in some of my past videos, has a buzzword readathon where each month you get a prompt of either a specific word or a type of word that are supposed to be in the title of a book. And so this month the prompt is character names in the title of a book. So I have chosen Amari and the Night Brothers, and this is a middle grade, I believe. Unbeknownst to me, this is the beginning of a series called Supernatural Investigations. And this is about Amari, whose brother is missing, but she has never believed that he's actually gone missing. And she finds out about this secret organization that she's trying to infiltrate that's about magic and fairies and things like that. And so she's infiltrating that and trying to find her brother. So I'm really interested. I've heard good things about this, haven't read it. On the flip side, not on the flip side. Another benefit to this one is it is on my list of books that I own that I haven't read yet, and I'm trying to, at least one a month, I'm trying to read a book that I own that I haven't read. So this kind of checks off two prompts, where it checks off the buzzword readathon one, but also a book that I have, and now I can finally read it. So I'm excited about that. The next book on my list is Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, and this is the book that the movie Annihilation is based on. And it is about an area called Area X that has been quarantined and roped off forever. Decades, it says, for decades. And they're trying to investigate Area X, but every investigation, every team that's gone in, something has happened to them. And so this is the 11th expedition. Oh no, just kidding. Um, this is the 12th expedition, and apparently this is also part of a series called the Southern Reach Trilogy. So apparently I just really like series and starting new ones because out of the 4 books I've talked about, all of them have been part of a series or a trilogy. But I've wanted to read this one for a long time. I've heard that it has, um, some body horror in it. Parts of it might be kind of disturbing or unsettling. So I'm always up for a book like that. So I'm excited to see what that one is about. The next book on my list is Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. And this is a book that I've heard a lot about. I've wanted to read it for a long time, but I've never seen an in person copy, and my library had it, so I decided to pick it up. And this is basically about 2 serial killers, I think, that fall in love. And there's, again, very disturbing bodily horror in it. Um, it sounds like they meet, they fall in love, and then they go after another person. I assume to kill that boy. As you can see, I've already started reading it, so I'm a little farther into it. Not very far at all. I like it so far. I want to see what all the hype is about. Hype. I want to see what other people think about it and why they enjoy it so much. So we'll see what I think of that one. My next book that I also got from the library, in fact, almost all of these are from the library this month, is Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark. P. Jelly Clark. And this is a world about the Ku Klux Klan, but a group of resistance fighters that are trying to take them down. And again, I've heard wonderful things about this. I've heard about it a lot on YouTube, and I happened to find it at my library, so I picked it up. Can't wait to start reading that one. The last book is Silence in the Shadows by Darcy Coates, and this is the 4th book in the Black Winter series. I have read the other 3 and just love them so much. I love our 2 characters, Claire and Doran, and this is going to wrap it all up. I believe they're back on their way to Winterbourne, which is Doran's family's estate. And I really want to see how she ends up wrapping this all up. I don't believe there's going to be another novel. I think that this is the end of the Black Winter series. So I'm excited to read that one. And finally finish a series and check it off my list. The last book I have is The September House by Carissa Orlando. And I have heard, again, tons of things about this one. It is a haunted house book where there's hauntings and ghosts all throughout the year, but in September the walls start to drip blood. And it says the ghosts of former inhabitants appear, and Margaret is lives in the house, and her husband is missing, and so her daughter has to come, and they're, I think, trying to find her husband slash their daughter's dad. So I've heard the audiobook for the September House is really great, and I am on hold for that from my library, so hopefully that will come through so I can kind of listen to it while I'm reading it, but if not, I have it in person and I can read it that way. So I have really big reading plans this month. Hopefully I can get through all of them. Thankfully, I have spring break in a couple weeks and I don't have any plans, so I can spend that time sitting on my couch and reading all of these books that I have to get through. I mean, I don't have to get through them, but I would like to get through all of them, especially the library books, because, eventually I have to give those back because they frown upon it when you just keep them forever. So, anyway, have you read any of these books? Let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything else you think I need to check out. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.